friends. I am just about finished with a complete refresh, renovation, remodel of our 1,000 square foot condo. And in this video and the next several videos, I'm going to take you through that, show you what I learned, show you the before and after, and just take you through this whole process with me. Welcome to the Dress Up Mom. If you're already a subscriber, thank you, and I love you. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and tap the bell for notifications. In the middle of COVID and working from home and everything in this crazy world, I thought it was a good idea to do a renovation on the condo that we just bought. I mean, how big of a deal could 1,000 square foot little condo be? Furthermore, after interviewing 3 different contractors for the job and having not really good luck with any of them, I thought that I learned enough to be able to sort of be my own general contractor. After all, I project manage at work. That's what I do. I learned a lot of things while I was talking to these contractors, so why not do it myself? Well, I am still glad that we did do it ourselves. And I'm very, very pleased with the end result of what happened with our remodel. But I've been filming throughout this process, and I thought it might be fun for me to share some of what I've learned and some of the process. I have learned a ton. Now, I'm super, super grateful to have had this opportunity at all. Doug and I closed on our condo right while we were really starting to get shut down everywhere. We've been living in the space for a while and didn't buy it because we wanted to make sure it was something that we really wanted to do, and it turned out that it was. Now, we know all the good, bad, and ugly with this space, so we knew exactly what we wanted to do. And my very best friend Jacqueline is a person who does a lot of design work. She's done a lot of renovations on houses. She loved this kind of thing. So she and I got to do this together, which was super, super fun. And honestly, could not have done it without her. There is also no way we could have done any of this without the amazing people we found to work. Mark, our floor guy, Tim, the electrician, Lonnie, the plumber, and Dotto, our painter / carpenter, everything else, were truly amazing, and I am beyond grateful and super blessed. I'm gonna stop talking now because I have a lot of footage, and what I thought I would do is kind of take you through the before and the beginning stages of this remodel, and then I'll do a couple other episodes that kind of shepherd this whole process along. And a couple other things that I learned. I might do little snippet videos to show little pieces of appliances and other things that I learned. So here you go. Here is the place before we got started. You can see the walls are sort of this darkish beige green almost tone to them. And I love the layout of our place though. It really does work for us. Here's the kitchen with these cabinets and that light that is really hard to change, and this tile, as well as this sort of darker countertop which has a crack in it. When you go into the living room, you'll notice that it is really dark. This is in the middle of the day and we definitely need some more light in here. There are lots of things I like about our place, particularly all of our furniture. I have some heirlooms and some paintings that were handed down that are really nice. So I'm excited about incorporating all of that, but just freshening everything else up so that our nice pieces look better. And I do have some ideas for moving art around, as well as reupholstering some things. The carpet is awful, as well as our window coverings. Cannot stand them. They bother me every single day. Here's the fireplace area that we definitely want to do something with. It's really dirty and dusty in there, and that tile doesn't really go with anything. We're getting a new large screen TV, which is exciting. That's the one thing Doug really, really wants to get. This table and chairs I absolutely adore, and I want to reupholster those chairs. They were my grandmother's and grandfather's table and chairs. We have 2 little small outside patio decks that are in really bad shape. The concrete is super dirty. I want to have that painted and just refreshed. I'd like to turn this one into a little bit of a cactus zen garden almost. And here's our bedroom. Again, these are the cabinets and the way that they look with this big mirror that takes the whole space up. This hideous carpet, and then the small tiny little bathrooms, and you'll see the tile there and the shower curtains, which we really don't like having shower curtains in there. Same sort of a color scheme on the walls, a little bit dark. I do love our bed and our bedding, and again, some of the furniture and pieces that we have in here. But again, this carpet is dragging everything down. The dark walls are also ick. I kind of like the crown molding that's staying. Look at the fan, so dated and doesn't really work that well. And you can see the window coverings here that drive me nuts. Same with the doorway here to this patio. It has some sort of a weird shade that you can't move or do anything with. And then this is the deck that I keep my surfboard in. But I just have it on the ground and covered up here. Again, I think a waste of space. I would like to do something in that area as well. Here's the entryway, and you'll see that tile again. This is where we have our washer dryer. That is kind of a compact one with this door that covers it up. And then we're heading over to our little second room. This light is also awful and so hard to change. When we go here into the guest room, same situation, same color scheme, same decor. These rooms do get hot, ick on the fan, and we definitely want to put a little bit more in the way of airflow. So even in those patio areas and with these windows, we want to make sure that we get a lot more airflow so it stays cool, and we put fans throughout, new ones that work really well. This is where I keep all of my stuff for filming. Again, another bathroom with the same kind of a cabinets. We are ready to get started.
I'm Jacqueline. I'm a wannabe decorator. And Rajka's got a lot of faith in me, so...
I do. All the faith in the world.
So I'm counting on you to make me look good. So Rajka and Doug have closed escrow on this perfectly located condo, and what we want to do is refresh it a bit. And that starts with bringing more light into the space. So, Tim, when you look at the living room, my ideas are... I'm going to talk through them, but of course you have veto power because this is what you do every day. First, we were thinking maybe of a little of a small light, kind of right, about 2 feet from the mirror here, set in the middle of this section here. And maybe a light, maybe you could quote a little can light, and then maybe one with a cover in case we do a little art or something here. And then in the other space here, I know we have the sprinkler head, so we were thinking maybe 2 and 2, so a total of 4, unless you think we should do 5 or 6. We're just really looking for your input on what's going to bring the light into the space without making it look like a classroom. And also we want everything on a dimmer. Now in the hallway here, we were when you come in, we want to take this down. We want to really clean the space. So if you can take that down and just put a can light over there. And we're thinking, 6-inch, if that's what you think. And of course with the nice rim on it, white rim. So we're thinking we'd have one here, maybe one here, and one here to, lighten the space. But if you think 4 inches would be better, we're really looking to you. And once again, everything on a dimmer. And that was kind of...
How about the kitchen?
Then the kitchen, this will, this fixture is probably going to come down, but I don't really know what's underneath here. But we're going to have the ceilings painted. Unless you think a couple can lights here are better. So once again, just on a dimmer, and that could be an option too. So looking for your expertise.
Thanks.
Our wonderful flooring and tile guy, Mark from Palomar Flooring, had us go to this local warehouse/showroom to pick out the flooring as well as the carpet. So we were toying between wood or a laminate, and Jackie thank God, was with me during this because I was completely overwhelmed. I had no idea what to do in a place like this. And she went right into action, started taking these different wood pieces, putting them on the floor. We were looking at different sections of them. This was such a good lesson for me because it made me realize that this is probably how people feel when I take them resale or thrift shopping for the first time they've ever done that. It's a completely different kind of shopping experience and probably very overwhelming for people. So I think it'll be a really good insight to have the next time I do one of my shopping trips with anybody. So just a little side note. Again, so many options. And then it came time to pick out the carpeting. And again, tons of options on the carpeting. But Jackie again steered me in the absolute right direction, and we picked out the perfect color and the perfect texture for the carpeting. Super, super happy with this.
Hi there. Talk about having fun during COVID.
Woo!
All the inessential stores are the hardware stores, are the flooring stores. That whole sector is still open and no one's there. We've really been analyzing the space to great detail, really looking at color. So the first thing we did was decide about the flooring. And the challenge with the flooring was we had special pieces in her life that she wanted to pull in and have stay in the new space. So we wanted to have a floor color that brought all that together and still be current, still be coastal. So we brought home several samples, but this is the one we landed on. It's a high-grade vinyl floor that's very, very economical. It's waterproof, it cleans up well. This color had a lot of gold in it. I don't know if the camera can catch that, Rajka, but it has a lot of gold in it that brings in a lot of her antique furniture, as well as the deep browns for richness. And so this is the floor that we have selected. Mm-hmm. We also did quite a bit of work with paint, and we've landed on some neutral colors that we think will lighten the space and really give it a crisp, clean look. I'm a big fan of Dunn Edwards paint. So for the trim, and we'll take you through this every week what we're doing, but for the trim and baseboards, we're sticking to the Dunn Edwards white. We had two other selections that will really brighten the space and once again bring a richness in. This is crisp muslin and this is stucco tan. I've used both of them several times in other homes, and we decided that the stucco tan might be a little too creamy for the public areas. This might be a color we go into the bedroom with, but for the public areas, the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, we're gonna stick to this crisp muslin.
Love it.
And as you can see, there's a tiny bit of chocolate in here, and that's really gonna tie in well with the floor and Rajka's furniture that she wants to keep and pull in. So I think today was an overall big success day.
Yay! Jackie, our designer! Woo! Spending all this time with us.
Which is so
Thoughts, Dougie Wug?
Well, I'm 10 pounds heavier because of the COVID virus, so.
Oh, Doug.
Yeah.
Just give yourself a break.
It's going to look amazing, you guys.
We decided to get these beautiful shutters for the window coverings, and we had to order those way in advance because they take a long time to make. But again, a lot of options, and I'm so excited about these. Oh, it's gonna make every day so much better. Of course, I had to pick up a few new resale vintage pieces. And in looking at my Bad Madge Instagram, these little pedestals came up that I just thought were so cool, and I thought I could definitely use them in my space, as well as this string art for the wall. I knew that these would come in really handy, and I got to snatch these up and add them to our sort of decorating ideas. I just love Bad Madge and Company here in San Diego, and I love shopping small and local, especially during this time when they really need it so badly. As I mentioned, I inherited these chairs, and I'm super excited about getting these reupholstered by somebody that I follow on Instagram, Jenna Pillant. Doug had the idea of going leopard with them, which I love.
This is all pre what would you call it?
Pre-renovation.
Pre-renovations.
Construction.
There's our designer.
ready.
Yes, there you are. See? My wife has broken out in a rash.
I know.
And we haven't even started yet. Yes.
Oh yeah, just wait for the rash to come.
Yes. See?
We ain't seen no rash yet.
We also had to make some Home Depot trips. We even got Doug to go on one of these with us. And Jackie is just a pro at this. Again, she was a trusty guide. She really loves it. I had no clue, and again, completely overwhelmed. So many choices, so many different options for everything. We were looking at shower doors, which Doug and I really, really wanted. What to do around the fireplace. Ideas for the kitchen, which we got a lot of. And it was really kind of a reconnaissance mission almost to give us ideas and see what was out there and available. There's so many different things that you can make a mistake on in these places, though, if you're not really careful.
New kitchen.
Luckily, our plumber, Lonnie, steered us in the right direction and told us exactly what we needed to buy for the kitchen and the bathrooms. So super helpful. Here's a crew that came in and gave us a quote, and I learned a lot from them. We got so lucky because a place in our same complex right across the street was up for rent for a 1-month period, and we got to move all of our stuff and us in there.
Here we are. It is moving day. We are packing everything up and moving to the place across the street. This is going to be quite interesting and quite disruptive for the next month or so, but no real way to do it. There's Doug stretching. What do you think, Doug? Will we be able to handle this?
Oh, piece of cake.
Piece of cake, he says. It is nice having such a great partner to go through this with. Yep. Here we go. Yikes. This is a big job.
The place was a lot smaller. It was a 1-bedroom, and we just crammed everything that we could in here. And like I said, this was an absolute godsend. I could actually look right across the way, walk over every time I needed, and honestly, it would have been so much harder without this place. It was still quite disruptive. More to come on that, but still very grateful. All right, so there you have it. That is part 1. I don't know how many parts there'll be, at least 2 or 3, because I'm not 100% done with everything yet. But I hope you've liked this. I am trying to, during this series, incorporate some of my sort of vintage shopping small, all of that as much as I could. But again, I just didn't know very much about this. If I did it again next time, I might have done some of this differently. So stay tuned. Give me your comments and feedback below. I appreciate that. Until next time, have fun and dress it up a little.